Hi, I'm Trish. Today I want to talk about people having really tight bands and saying that they can only eat sliders. And when I say sliders, I don't mean healthy sliders. I mean people who say, oh, my band's really tight, I can only eat chocolate and ice cream and chips and milkshakes and just absolute crap. Now, I don't want to put anyone offside here, and if you are watching this and you're getting defensive, all I ask is just please hear me out and just have a little think about why you are only eating the crap stuff, like the chocolate and the milkshakes and the, what's the other ones? Ice cream, when your band is too tight. Have a think about if that is really the only foods that will go down, or if you are using a tight band as an excuse to eat crap, or if you just haven't thought about other options, other healthier options. Now, I could be like way off here, but I have lived with a very tight band. I've lived with a band that was so tight that I was vomiting every single meal. But I honestly believe if you can get chocolate, ice cream, chips, milkshakes down, you can get down thin soup put through a blender, yogurt, that sort of thing. So just have a think about the real reasons why you are living on crap. And also, if your band is so tight that you can really essentially only get down fluids, you need to go and get that dealt with. You need to make an appointment to see your surgeon right now and get an unfill. You are not doing yourself any favours at all by having a band that is too tight. A band that is too tight can cause dilation above the band of your esophagus. That, in some cases, is irreversible. It can cause a pouch, can cause you to be vomiting all the time. That can cause a slip. It's just not a good situation to be in, and it can also make you hungry all the time because your band's just not working how it's meant to work. So rather than just preach, I thought I would give people some ideas of some healthy sliders that you can have, depending on just how tight your band is. You're going to range from only being able to get purees down to only being able to get liquids down. Now, these suggestions I'm going to make, they're not to enable you to live on purees and or liquids for the rest of your banded life. These are until you can get in to see your surgeon and get the tightness dealt with, okay? So let's start with, I already mentioned soups. Now soups, you can pack a soup full of veggies and protein, get your little stick mixer or whatever it is that you use to puree stuff, buzz it. If you need to, add in some milk or coconut milk or just extra stock to make it as runny as it needs to be able to get it down. Now, obviously, if you're having problems even with like skins and stuff getting stuck, don't have something like a chicken and sweet corn soup because you can only puree the corn down so far. If that's a problem for you, that's still going to get stuck. Pick a different soup. There's a million different soups you can make. Another idea, some breakfast ideas, you can have, depending on exactly how tight your band is, scrambled eggs, but make them runny. That's not my thing. I like my eggs cooked, but there's plenty of people who like runny scrambled eggs, or very soft poached eggs, very soft boiled eggs. Also, you can make porridge, very runny. Or you could even use, I use rolled oats because I prefer rolled oats, but they're a bit thicker. If you either buy the quick oats, which are chopped up more, or just get your rolled oats and hit them with a food processor or a stick mixer to cut up the oats more and cook them for a bit longer, put a lot more fluids in. I find the texture to be a little bit funky when I do that, but the taste is fine. And if you want to flavour it up, you can puree some fruit and mix that through, put in a bit of yogurt. You can puree just about any fruit, bananas, strawberries, raspberries. Blueberries are probably not a good option to puree because even when you puree them, they still got the bits of skin on them. But again, it depends how badly tight your band is. You can puree mangoes, tinned fruit like peaches and pears, and just mix that through your porridge or your yogurt if you want to have yogurt. And if yogurt is too thick to get down, although my way of thinking is if you can get ice cream down, you can get yogurt down, you can add some milk to your yogurt to thin it down a bit. You can add milk to yogurt to get it to the consistency that you can get it through a straw. And then that's really good healthy food, you know, yogurt and oats and soup. And yeah, with your yogurt, as I was saying, you can put pureed fruit in that to flavour it up. You can make soggy cereal. Now, I'm not a big fan of your cereals like your Nutri-Grain and all that sort of thing, but Wheaties are really good. Vitabrits, Weet-Bix, and when you make them, I make mine with hot water, and I can make mine into like a real slurry, like really, really, really runny. You can do the same thing with milk. Just use heaps of milk, you know, as long as you're using like a skinny milk or something. I like the unsweetened coconut milk, or you can use oat milk, rice milk, whatever. But make it up so that it's really soggy and leave it to sit for, you know, 10 or 15 minutes so that it just gets really, really, really runny and absorbs all the milk, and that'll go down pretty easy as well. If your band's tight but not extremely, extremely tight, you can put in a bit of peanut butter so you've got a bit of extra protein there, mix it all around. You can make healthy smoothies. Instead of going to the shops and getting a milkshake that's all full of ice cream and sugar and crap, make your own smoothies at home, and you can make them super healthy, like with any kind of milk, oat milk, unsweetened coconut milk. You can make them with coconut water, whatever you want, and just add in frozen fruit like bananas, strawberries, you know, whatever fruit you like. If you want to ramp up the protein, you can use some protein powder. Chocolate protein powder in smoothies is really nice. Or you can put in a bit of peanut butter, or a handful of oats, or a Vitabrit, I find works as well. And if you've got enough liquid in there, it'll be runny. You'll be able to get it through a straw, so you should be able to get that down as well. You might need to take it slow if your band is super tight, but that should go down. Another fantastic smoothie to make, if you can get blueberries down when they're pureed, is it's really simple. Chocolate soy milk, not ideal because it does have sugar in it. Chocolate soy milk and frozen blueberries. That is a dream, an absolute dream. You could have pureed fruit on its own. You could have pureed veggies. I make a broccoli and cauliflower mash, and I just put a bit of, like ricotta in it, and a bit of parmesan, a bit of butter. That's really, really delicious. And I also sometimes I put a bit of gravy on it. You can do that. Gravy helps everything to go down. Or you could do steamed veggies, but like really, really, really over steam them so that they're just like mush. That makes the food go down easier. I think that's. Oh, you could also just. I'm pretty sure you can buy custard, like really super runny custard. You know, like the pouring custard in the supermarket, and I think you can get an artificially sweetened one if you don't want all the sugar. I don't like that, but if you like it, that'll go down, and that's got calcium and protein and stuff in it. You could just drink milk, plain milk, or like a soy latte or whatever. But don't go adding sugar into it. You could have. Everyone's got their slider foods that are healthy that aren't necessarily in liquid or pureed form. A lot of people, like chips, crisps, they're a slider food for a lot of people. Not for me, thank God, because I really like chips. Now, I'm not saying don't eat chips, but that's just an example that a lot of people, it's like a solid food. Or what's the other ones? Cruscets. A lot of people eat cruscets because they like mush down to nothing. So that might be an option for you as well. Maybe try cruscets with ricotta on it, or cream cheese, or avocado. Avocado is really great mashed up. My healthy slider food that I could sit here and just eat it all day is plain air-popped popcorn. So, if you do have a solid form of a slider food that is healthy, eat that. But as I said, if you are so tight that you are restricted to purees and or liquids, you need to see a surgeon. you need to see your surgeon ASAP, because that is not a way to live with a lap band. It's not healthy, and it's really not doing you any favours, and it's really just going to get you into bad habits, particularly if you're turning to unhealthy slider foods. There's plenty of slider foods that are healthy that you can eat. So I hope I haven't offended anyone. I hope at the worst case scenario that someone's watched this and they've gone, shit, that's given me something to think about. Maybe I am just using this tight band as an excuse to eat crap food. But no judgment, no judgment. It's all a learning curve. Maybe it's just bad habits that people have gotten into. So that's it for this video. Hope it helps. Hope it opens people up to thinking about alternatives to junk food when your band is tight. That's all I wanted to do. That was my main purpose with this. If I am actually wrong, and there is a kind of tight band that I've not had, even though my band has been so tight that I have vomited up everything, and there is some kind of tight band that only allows the sugar and fat to go through in puree or liquid form, school me on that. But I really doubt that that's the case. So that's it for now, and I'll catch you next time.